Okay, so and see if this better. This looks more like a wild. Anything else that you got this morning? I'm gonna go ahead and blame Verizon Wireless. This video is probably not brought to you well. Bye. All right, just stick with me. I'm gonna make my way out to vacation. Maybe it'll clear up. I'm really hoping so. We haven't had issues this bad with this equipment before, so. Okay, looks like we're clearing up. Simba! What's up, dude? Oh, what? What? Uh-huh. Oh, really?
Simba the Tiger was rescued from the circus in Guatemala. We believe he was born in 2010. He came to us with two other male tigers, Max and Kimba. At the circus, these tigers were fed chicken feet as their primary diet. This does not give them the nutrition they need. Many circus tigers are very closely related due to inbreeding, and they often suffer spinal deformities from the lack of nutrition, inadequate ability to move around, being forced into unnatural poses for circus acts, and being so inbred. These three tigers all have arches in their spines that we do not see in our other cats. In the circus, the full-time living space for these circus tigers was only about the size of a queen-size bed. Because it is such a cruel life, 27 countries ban circus acts that use wild cats. In the U.S., there are 7 states and 149 other localities in 39 states that have passed various restrictions or bans involving the use of wild animals in circuses. The circus was banned by law in Guatemala thanks to efforts made by Animal Defenders International. Hermanos Ponce Circus resisted turning over the animals, but ADI eventually managed to get them to relinquish their tigers. ADI cared for the tigers in a temporary facility, while Big Cat Rescue worked to obtain the import permit needed to bring 3 of them, Simba, Max, and Kimba, to their permanent home here. They finally arrived on November 25th, 2019. Of the 3 tigers, when they arrived at Big Cat Rescue, Simba proved to be the extrovert in the group. When the door of his travel crate was opened, he exited enthusiastically and headed right for one of our large cylindrical toys and started playing with it.
Alright, so you can see Bridget is headed on out to do some keeping duties. I think she's taking care of Center right now, so that'd be Max and I think Kimba. Wow, we're 3 for 3 here. Okay, I thought you were gonna show us how to make a puddle again. Yeah, I'm really thinking due to the connection issue, and I'm glad the video feed's better for you guys, is that the gift shop black hole has increased in size, so that's unfortunate.
I figure I'll get this bubble done and do that heating lockup that he has.
Yep, apparently when we come around and do some live video with Simba, it is time for him to go pee, because that is now what he is up to.
That's fine, yeah.
What's up, Kali? Here we have Kali Tiger.
Kali the Tiger was born in a travel trailer in the year 2000 The day after her mother and a transport full of tigers, leopards, cougars, bears, and wolves were dropped off at the Augusta Conservation Education, a small sanctuary in Georgia. The founder of the organization rescued over 300 animals in the 20 years that he ran the facility, but in 2014, with his life complicated by a bitter divorce, he could no longer continue and began placing the remaining animals elsewhere. Most of the animals at Big Cat Rescue were mistreated before coming here. Kali was much luckier. She was well cared for. Most cats that arrive here quickly show signs that they're happy to be here, glad they are no longer being mistreated. Kali was different. When Kali first arrived, she was depressed. She would spend the entire day sulking atop her platform. At dinner time, she would come down to eat, but would then immediately go right back up to her perch. Perhaps she missed her former owner and former home. But a few weeks after her arrival, Kali made a complete turnaround. Now she bounces up to the keepers, chuffing all the way, plays with her toys and enrichment, and loves lounging in the tall, soft grass. Thankfully for Kali, she will never have to worry about being moved from her home again. Big Cat Rescue will provide her with a stable and loving home for the rest of her life.
All right. So there's the story of Kali sleeping away. All right, so I see a couple things about donations in there. Yes, I didn't put the donation button on there as I was just trying to get the camera up and running and get back to you guys. But that doesn't mean that you can't donate. So a couple places that you can go ahead and do that. One would be that button right down below, or that link that Deb has pinned in there. That is bigcatrescue.org/give-day. Help us get a head start on Give Day here so we can get that $60,000 match. Obviously, it's up to $60,000. So either way, it's going to be awesome. Again, for the cats. All right. All right, so it's going to get a little glitchy here. For some reason, this little area right here always kind of glitches out. And then once I get to the other side of it, it's just fine. So just give me a moment to get through here. It should be okay. All right, where is girl Jasmine? Plenty of squirrels. Jazzy girl! Hi!
Jasmine is a female tiger whose age is unknown. She arrived at Big Cat Rescue in August 2015 after being confiscated by the Ohio Department of Agriculture along with 9 other big cats from an owner who failed for years to comply with a very basic 2012 Ohio Dangerous Animals law that just required decent caging and registering the animals. Big Cat Rescue volunteered to provide a permanent home for Jasmine, and 3 of the other big cats and other sanctuaries took in the remaining 6 cats. Jasmine is a happy tiger known for making unique sounds which make her keepers laugh. Like all tigers, Jasmine loves the water. She really enjoys being showered with a hose during hot afternoons at the sanctuary, and she is a star at operant conditioning.
So for anybody that has said, why are their enclosures so small? Take a look at this. I'm just walking along with her here in part of her enclosure, and she's got a whole another few sections of this thing. And as you can see, her area is pretty big. So before anybody goes, well, why is she pacing all over the place? She's in heat. Being in heat, she's all over the place. So expect some goofy antics out of her, especially tomorrow on the Catterday Walkabout. As Bridget will come around and say hi, and Jazzy is probably going to go crazy. Nope, can't visit yet. Sorry. hopefully someday, Veronica. Really, it's all about this whole COVID-19 thing. So maybe once COVID-19 stuff's done, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. It's over my pay grade. But, all right. So Stony announcement. Okay, so I just need to get some other permissions and stuff like that. But just so everybody knows, the Stony thing, the vote will go out on Monday. All right. So once it goes out, everybody will be able to vote on it. And then once you vote on it, obviously, you know, that's that. But the painting for Stony will go out on Monday. So just keep that one in mind. So I guess that's really all I have with Stony here. So there you go. Now, if you do want to visit really badly, because I see a lot of people going, hey, I want to visit. If you have a VR headset, virtual reality headset, Lauren has done an incredible job of making our 360 Big Cats channel awesome. So if you want to visit, the easiest way to feel like you are here and be fully immersed in Big Cat Rescue, the sound, the cats, stuff like that, the most aggressive way to do that is to go ahead, get yourself a virtual reality headset. They're less expensive than they've ever been. The brand new Oculus Quest is pretty darn spiffy. But you go ahead, slap one of those things on your face, and it feels like you are here. I should probably start doing some research into how to live broadcast for VR. But when it comes to that, get yourself a headset. Go to 360bigcats.com. Check that thing out. Even if you don't have a virtual reality headset, you can still watch the videos. You'll just be looking at a one camera instead of two. But those are super immersive. Aria is sleeping away, just snoozing. If you look real close, you can see her paw in the den. See if we see Amanda down here. But in all seriousness, if you haven't been to 360bigcats.com yet, so 360bigcat or Big Cat, Deb just put the link in here, and Big Cats, 360bigcats.com. Go check it out. It is really, really cool. All right, Amanda is in her enclosure over there, and I am not about to go bug her because, well, Amanda doesn't like me, and rightfully so, right? Amanda comes from the cub petting trade. She and her two brothers, which have passed away in recent years, came out of that, and she is very psychologically damaged from that. She does not like people. People are kind of hit and miss. Yeah, so when it comes to petting cats, absolutely something that we should all be against. And this is another reason that we ask people all the time to make that call of the wild, right? By making the call of the wild, we'll effectively be putting an end to things like cub petting. And cats like Amanda, right, won't have these issues of just being, you know, incredibly scared of people and always on the defensive, unless you go over there singing, and then she gives you a couple seconds to see if she likes the song, and then she'll yell at you. But very pretty cat. She's really does represent the reason why we do what we do here. Is because cats like that, first off, cats shouldn't be in cages, right? You know, due to a lot of laws and the fact that they don't have the skills to survive in the wild, we can't release them. So breeding cats for life in cages is pretty darn messed up. In addition, cats like Amanda, and if you haven't found her yet, she is in the den straight ahead here. You might have to get really close to the screen. But when you take a look at the damage that speed breeding does, not only to cats, for example, like Priya, or, you know, cats like Amanda here, it's just terrible. It's such a sad thing. All right, so any questions here. All right, we got some photos, and it looks like we have a phone number. All right, so a couple little rules. If you feel the need to spam the chat, just note your comments are going to get deleted. We have a kick butt moderator team, and our kick butt moderator team's no joke. So if you're just coming to the party for a little bit of trolling action, word to the wise is this: we've had a lot of practice. And so nothing you can really say will get under our skin anymore. So as far as that goes, when it does come to new questions, please, if somebody asks a new question, don't immediately attack them as a troll. All right, and also take a look and see how many times one question has been answered. I know some of us are pretty want to be on top of it all the time. So there you go. And Deb is taking care of those. So these here are indestructible toy balls for large animals. Funny thing about these things, the big red one here, I'm pretty sure was made for an elephant. That one was absolutely not made for a tiger. And that thing, if it was made for a tiger, well, it didn't survive long. Now, with this ball here, this ball was owned by a cat that we had here named Shere Khan. Shere Khan was, rumors have it that he was about 850 pounds. Massive, massive tiger. This ball weighs approximately 75 pounds. So he was able to go ahead and pick this thing up, and if you take a look, you can actually see a tooth hole right here. He was able to pick this thing up and run with it. Now, I remember on one of the live tours that we had here, I had a woman say that she was here to do some research on how to go ahead and take care of a tiger. And at that point, my mental mission was, okay, I'm going to show you why tigers are bad ideas. Heyo. Somebody was talking for a second. So my mission was to show her why owning a tiger was a bad idea. Well, when it comes to this thing, and Kathy, you're right, nothing is indestructible to a lion or a tiger. I showed her the ball here, and for a quick second, she was like, oh, look, it's just a toy. And then I mentioned that, well, we are part of the food chain. We're actually lower on the food chain than, an apex predator like a tiger, right? The benefit to humans is that we have a very specialized brain, and we have these things, right? Which have allowed us to, be at the top of the food chain where we are through, technology, things like that. But when it does come to us getting in there with the tiger, we are then food. And these are scratch marks and teeth marks from them playing, right? Imagine what they would do to a squishy human. Not good stuff. So, if you're watching to get research to, put a tiger in your backyard, don't do it. Don't do it. Messed up stuff. Yeah, they are. They're big things of plastic. Elephant can stand on it, cool. But tigers can bat it around as though it's just nothing. I mean, their muscle structure is so much more than a human's. It's intense. All right, so over here we have a vacation rotation. 2.5 acres of just grassy awesomeness with dens all over the place. Places for them to hide. Big stands for them to get on top of. In addition to that, there's a huge lake back there. It's a little low right now just because we haven't really had our intense amount of rain, but there's sprinklers out there helping fill it up. If any of you have watched it long term, you will know that there's also turtles out there, vultures, all sorts of fun stuff. Who is talking? I think that's Priya. I would walk on over there, but by the time I got there, they'd be into talking. Hopefully we'll get to see Flintster. If we don't see Flint on this one, you will on YouTube at dailybigcat.com at, Deb, I think we agreed on 11 for that. If I'm wrong, let me know. All right, so here, why am I stopping here? The reason I'm stopping here is that this little long cage and that little long cage over there are how we get the cats around the sanctuary. Now, these are what we call our tunnels, and our tunnel system weaves its way through the sanctuary. A very creative idea. that we cooked up that allows for the tunnel to hook up to all of the enclosures as it weaves its way through the canopy and also connected to the enclosures. Now, there's only a few cats enclosures that are not able to get onto this, and so that would be Duchess and Priya. They have very large enclosures as it is, and I don't think either one of them mind getting in the rolling cage to get on vacation. But this thing will allow them to get right on out to vacation with minimal stress. That's our goal here. Keep in mind the term sanctuary, we take it incredibly seriously. So we try to make sure that these cats have the ability to be, as calm as possible, right? So let's see here. Yeesh, Daniel, I hope everything is okay. Sorry to hear that, man. Okay. So what we do is we open up a door on the other end of this tunnel. The cat enters on into it. Some of them race right on through, or right out to vacation. And if you don't know where the break in the tunnel is, you can see that there's a few pieces of metal that are kind of tucked away. Those help us create a path all the way through. Now, we did a video on this on YouTube somewhere that we show you me getting into the tunnel, crawling on through, and what it's like for a tiger to get on out there. And I'll be the first one to tell you that vegan chicken nuggets cold are probably the worst thing on the planet. But as you can see, that is the inside of the tunnel, and it just weaves its way all the way down and through that. And yes, we do end up having to weed eat in there, so usually one of our interns or volunteers will get in there and cut all those weeds back so the cats can get on in. We're going to go take a look and see if the Royal Lioness is the one that is talking, Catherine, and maybe we'll be able to do that. Hey, Tammy. Tammy, I haven't talked to you in a while. How are the girls? Maybe we'll do like tour or tunnel walking part 2 someday. Switch it up. But tomorrow, if you guys don't, if nobody knows, I know we have 230 people on here. Last week, Bridget and I, for our Cat-A-Day Walkabout, did a 2-parter where we started the Cat-A-Day Walkabout on Facebook. Many of you watched. And we raised about $600. And then we went over to our YouTube channel on dailybigcat.com, and we raised another almost $1,200. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. on here, on Facebook, and we're also going to fire up Daily Big Cat so everybody can see I will be eating a tunisicle. Yep. Whole thing. We're going to see if I can keep down a tunisicle. I promised you guys that I would do it, so I'm going to go ahead and make that happen. And it looks like somebody found the video of me going through the tunnel. Thank you, Karen. All right, so if you do have a couple extra pennies kicking around, you can go to bigcatrescue.org/give. And that is for Give Day, which starts on May 4th. It looks like we're getting a little bit of a head start on it, which is super sweet. And by going ahead and doing that, we have a $60,000 match that's put up for that. Looks like a generous donor has helped us out. And I am going to go ahead and guess here that Nikita is not the one that we've been hearing. She is sacked out hard. Even walking over here, her ear is not twitching like, hey, it's Andy. She is breathing, so don't worry about that. But, there's the ear moving. Oh, boy. Nick. Hi. Hi. Did it misspell tunisicle? That's hilarious. Oh man, my iPad's almost out of power. I had it plugged in too. I think I have the Nikita Lioness audio here.
Nikita was found when she was a year old in a crack house during a drug bust in Tennessee. She was chained to the wall with a short chain on a concrete floor, so she got no exercise and arrived here with huge swellings on her elbows that took months to heal. She was so thin that you could carry her under one arm. In addition to being underfed, she had not had a proper diet, so she had a plethora of nutritional issues to deal with as well. The authorities took her to the Nashville Zoo at Grassmere, but she had been declawed and could not live with the zoo's other lions. The cat rescue agreed to take Nikita in, as well as 3 bobcats that all arrived in 2001. At age 5, she had become a tall, healthy adult lioness, but remained very lanky because she was a picky eater. That changed when our financial support grew to a point where we could afford the expensive ground meat, specially designed carnivore diet we now use. Nikita loved it and filled out quickly to the 500-pound lioness you see today. When Nikita was younger, she was extremely playful and loved to roll on her back and grab her paws or try to do somersaults whenever visitors stopped by to talk with her. Now in her senior years, we still occasionally observe a slow roll onto her back for visitors.
Yeah, Mary, thank you for explaining that. Yes, I can't go behind the barricades. And if you wonder why, the reason is I'm a partner here. I'm not a keeper. So I give tours. Today I'm sharpening knives, but Nikita is in the shade right there, kind of right in the middle. Yeah, these cameras don't really allow for much in the way of zoom. All right. Whoa. That was the ground. There we go. So Nikki is no longer 500 pounds. She's getting a little older in age. So, like I said, as far as her weight goes, she's probably somewhere in the 300s. But just like all cats, you know, they get older, they lose some weight. Daniel. Okay, so we're going to be looking for a Jinx, which you're probably not going to see, because he likes to hang out towards the back and hide. So, and also he is the color of a shadow, so even if we did find him, the camera probably wouldn't make it an enjoyable viewing experience. Karen, well, why do humans gain weight? Well, it's because as we get older, we become less active. In general. And also, as we get older, we realize that comfort food is what we want. All right, Manny. Hello. We are not doing tours with the public yet. We recently created some new rules for live tours. So, yeah, so we're working on it. We're working on it. I don't know if we will come back full on with tours in the future. If not, really, again, it's all up to this whole COVID-19 thing. You know, before it was, you know, whatever else was going on at the beginning of this whole pandemic, and then all of a sudden, oh, the whole Tiger King thing, you know, kind of put us on being hesitant of doing tours, and then COVID doubled down on that stress, and now we're just waiting for COVID to pass. The biggest problem with this whole COVID-19 thing, it isn't, if it was just a human issue, you'd probably see us all slap on masks and everybody get vaccinated and we'd do this thing, right? The problem is that the cats can get it. And that's a completely different situation. From the human side, of course, we want to keep ourselves as safe as possible. But when it does come to protecting the cats, that's a big deal. So we really need to make sure that these guys are protected as much as possible. So we have Funcation over here. I don't see anybody following me out there right now. I think Flint and Nabisco are out there somewhere. Let's take a view. No, don't see him. All right. Any questions? Sorry, I've been half eyeing the chat, half not. What time is it here? Okay, it is 10 o'clock. Deb and team, do you mind another 15 minutes, or would you like to take a break and then come back in Daily Big Cat in a little bit? We are located in Tampa, Florida. So, Pamela, if this is your first time watching, congratulations. You may want to go ahead and bookmark dailybigcat.com as well, because I'm going to be live there in about an hour. Just checking the chat here real quick. All right, so we're going to go another 15 minutes. Looks like Deb and team are cool. That might give us enough time to make it down Serval Row here and see if we can see anybody. Now, we call it Serval Row here at Big Cat Rescue because the vast majority of these cats on this little parkway were at one point somebody's pet. Now, many people tend to think, well, it's a small cat, therefore it's going to be okay if I feel the need to go ahead and adopt it and bring it to my house. The thing is, though, is that it's still a wild cat. So you have these people out there, and I saw a promotion on Facebook, was it yesterday, the day before, for educational classes in owning exotic cats. And I had to laugh. I had to go to the page and take a look. And it was a group that has cats like Squirrels saying, oh, yeah, they're great pets. They won't destroy their house. They're super nice. Here's the deal. These guys will do exactly that. It's precisely that. If you don't believe me, let's go to a smaller cat like Mouser, and you'll see that Mouser just wreaked havoc on that woman's house. Well, hello, good morning. We're not going to hang out long. I know. How are you? Well, Joanne, if you want a job here, just move down this way and say application volunteering and volunteer. All right, we're going to go away. Yeah. So like first requirement would be, living somewhat local, and then get a volunteer. Oh, getting glitchy again. Did we put Mouser? I think we put him further down here. You just saw was Zukari. Zukari was snoozing away and clearly was telling me that he wanted to continue that, so we're going to let him continue with that. Yeah, it's getting a little glitchy here. There's not much I can do about it, I think. We are getting closer to the end of this particular walkabout, and then we're going to switch on over. We'll take a break, and then we're going to switch on over to the other one. Clearly, somebody was not happy with new bedding in their den. All cats have preferences. It just looks like Nala said no extra padding. So, but we tried. Can't say that we didn't give it some effort. Back there, when I showed the serval, that was Zucari. Nala spoke. I don't want that. That bedding smells weird. No. I don't know if you guys can see her, but Smalls is up on top of her little platform there. I'm going to play her audio.
The female bobcat Smalls is one of 6 cats rescued from Spirit of the Hills, a sanctuary in South Dakota that had their USDA license revoked due to poor conditions there. Smalls was born in 2014 and arrived at Big Cat Rescue in October 2016. Her former keeper in South Dakota told us that Smalls was dropped off at Spirit of the Hills in 2013 by people who found her drowning in a creek in Wyoming. He said she had pneumonia when she arrived and spent her first week at the vet's office. Because we were told she lived with a male bobcat, she was spayed very shortly after she arrived. While she was sedated, we removed a number of rotten teeth.
So Smalls is up top, just snoozing away, and hello, I saw somebody said hi to me, so hello, Shannon. And yeah, Dawn, she absolutely does love her playground. She loves being up high there. She loves running around, up and down over it, scratching it, all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, we're gonna let her snooze it off. She's not coming down anyways for me. And we'll see if we can make our way back to Max and Marianne. I think we'll close the feed there, and then we'll open it back up at dailybigcat.com at 11 o'clock East. So super easy. You just go to dailybigcat.com at about 11 o'clock, and you know what? I will set up the event over there so everybody can go ahead and see that. I would like to switch my account, please. There we go. And whatever grass we changed to planting around here has been super awesome. Look how green this stuff is. What's that?
Need a little cracker for you too.
Oh, it's gonna be popsicle style. Everybody's gonna be grossed out. Beach Boy, how are we? Live video. So here's Beecher. I'll play some of Beecher's audio. Beecher is on the ground right here, just snoozing away. Well, he's actually kind of looking at me. Let's see, Beecher.
Beecher is a male savanna cat born in 2012. He arrived at Big Cat Rescue in November 2017 after his owner surrendered him to us on his 5th birthday. She loved Beecher enough to realize that hybrid cats do not make good pets and wanted him to live as a wild cat as much as can be possible. Savanna cats are hybrid cats that do not exist in nature. They are the cruel, man-made result of breeding a domestic cat with an African serval exotic cat. Beecher's owner researched savanna cats and even visited Big Cat Rescue before purchasing him for $15,000 from a Florida breeder called Drinkwater Cattery when he was just 7 weeks old. She didn't believe us when we said that owning hybrids does not work out for the owner of the cat. I donned Beecher and cream exotic-looking came true. She fed him domestic cat food and built him a $10,000 indoor-outdoor room in her home. She neutered him and declawed all 4 of his paws, trying in vain to make Beecher into something he was not. He was covered in caught scraps from his razor-sharp teeth. He wouldn't cuddle with her, and he bit her fiancé. Finally, she admitted that Beecher or safe or happy living as a pet. With tears in her eyes, she relinquished Beecher to Big Cat Rescue, where he will spend the rest of his days in a large outdoor habitat, treated like the he is.
All right, so good question. Do the cats ever catch the birds in the habitat? Yes, they do. The larger cats, if it's a small bird like tigers and the lion, they don't bother expensing the energy. It's just too much energy and not enough reward. Now, the little cats like Beecher here and the servals and the hybrids, bird gets in there, and if they can sneak up on it, they'll try to get it. Also the squirrels. I've affectionately referred to the squirrels as the S-Cube squad, right? The suicidal squirrel squad. They are very much sometimes, hold my beer, run in there, touch a cat, and try to run away. I don't know what it is or why they try to do that, but yeah, we call the we call those animals live prey. There's just nothing we can do. We obviously aren't going to get rid of the squirrels, and we're not going to tell birds they can't come around here. I don't even know how we'd go about that. And if they get in there, there's just nothing we can do about it. But yeah, turtles, lizards, possums. But we do everything that we can to get that animal out. And if we can get it out safely, we will. Many of you do know when the big cats are out on vacation, turtles are kind of fair game. There's not much we can do about that. There's a pretty hilarious video of Cameron, who passed a little while back, that when he got a turtle, I will never forget that. Man, that was hilarious. And then, not for turtle, obviously. And when there's a lot of vultures around, occasionally you'll see the cats go after vultures. And when they do go after those vultures, they sometimes they'll play with it, but that's kind of one of the big issues. And it's kind of a humorous moment to consider. One of the big parts about not releasing these cats out into the wild is that they don't have the tools to do the whole hunting thing. So when they get an animal, they don't know how to eat it because it's hot. And so people are like, the reason they can't be is because they don't know how to. And I don't have a big cat card on me. All right, so let's talk something serious here. Big Cat Rescue Public Safety Act has, I think on Monday, it was introduced by a committee to the Senate, and it's got some traction, but it still needs more backing. Now, when it came to the Big Cat Public Safety Act last time around, we got really close to getting this thing passed, right? Now, the Big Cat Public out, and the feed may get a little glitchy here. I apologize. Big Cat is going to help out a whole lot of cats from being abused in the future. Thing is that we need more of our representatives to hear about this bill. Now, one of the primary reasons that the last bill did not pass is because not enough representatives heard about it. And the reason that not enough representatives heard about it is they have other stuff going on in their respective states. This is something that we can't discount here, right? They got other stuff going on, not just Big Cat Public Safety Act. So we have to essentially kind of blow their phones up, so to speak, leave some messages and let them know, hey, we need to go ahead and do this, right? Yeah, exactly, Susan. Some people do look at it and go, it's just a bill, whatever. It's just another one, right? Those animal rights activists. Well, this particular bill is there to help out not only with the safety of the cats, but also the safety of the public, hence the name, Big Cat Public Safety Act. For things like this, imagine, you had a fire in your home, and then all of a sudden somebody needed to come by and put that fire out. Well, when they look in the front window and they see a big lion there or a tiger, which does happen, what do? Right? So the police and fire only have one option at that point, and that's to put that animal down to get the fire out, right, safely. So, Big Cat Public Safety Act is there to prevent things like that minor example, but there are a lot of other examples that I can provide you where these cats are just mistreated, abused, stuffed in people's backyards, fed absolutely terribly. I mean, you've heard some of the stories about these guys, right? It's tough. So, as far as that goes, please, 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 if you have a notepad kicking around, jot this down. Please text CATS to 52886 and ask your representatives to please support HR 264. At least if I'm wrong on the number, please let me know. And let them know to please back the Big Cat Public Safety Act and spread the word with their friends. Now, if you are outside the U.S., sending that tax is not really going to work for you because, well, you don't have any representatives, in your area that can support this. But when it does come, the Beecher report telling us to make the call. Actually, this is the Tutter's report right now. Because it seems to be a bit more passionate about this. And if anything, Tut knows, the whole story. But please go ahead and make that call. Just text CATS to 52886. It'll then go ahead and give you all the information that you need, what to say, who your representatives are, and just go ahead and follow that little script there and ask your representatives to support HR 264, and let's get this thing passed this year. We are closer than we ever have, and really, in the whole time that I've been here, it's like 6, maybe 7 years here, we have not talked about the bill getting close to passing this early on in the year. It's always been a rush toward the end of the year to get the representatives and try to make it happen. Well, right now, we're the closest we ever have been. So we just need to make those calls, send those texts, get the representatives to know that this bill is there and get it top of mind, at least get them to read it. So it's not really a Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal thing. This is just flat out, they have to hear about it thing. And anybody that reads the bill, I'm pretty darn sure they're going to look at it and go, oh, yes, this makes a lot of sense. Okay, so that being said, I am posting the link into the chat right now for the YouTube later on. If you'd like to click it. Oh, HR 263 and S1210. Thank you very much, Deb and moderator team. So there you go, 263, not 264. What was I thinking 264? Whatever. So text CATS to 52886 and ask your representatives to please support HR 263 S1210. All right. So there you go. And again, I'll paste the link into the chat again for the YouTube so you guys can all bookmark it. I promise I'm going to go live from the cell phone later to get this choppiness out of this. This is not cool. And then maybe we can get some Zoom going on so we can actually see Tutters here, right? Aside from that, gang, thanks for being patient with me today. I will see you all a little bit later on our YouTube channel. That's dailybigcat.com, or just click the link that is in the chat. So I'll talk to you later, guys.